I've talked to my legislators, I've talked to my classes, I've talked to my students, what this can do. And I think very personally that people who know this subject is real owe it to our society and to our planet to come forth and speak out about this. I've got two sons in their early 30s, and I want to see this planet, and this sounds maybe corny in some quarters, but anybody who has children wants to see them have a future on this planet that is good as I had it or better. And I see that unless this subject comes out, this planet will not be as good as I had it or better. It's going to be worse from a pollution point of view and from a breaking down of our society and our democratic society. I've talked to a number of people who've studied this issue and feel that the, quote, cover-up of this issue that has been going on for the last 50 years is probably the biggest single threat to our democratic society it has ever faced since the Constitution was founded and this country was founded in 1776. We are at a major crossroads in how our society and our democratic society and government function, because this topic is not under control of our elected government, it is not under control of our judicial government. It is under control of others, some of who are members of our government, some of who are members of the industrial complex. And they are in control of this issue, the single most important issue on this planet today. And that is not healthy in the long run for our society or our people. For a long time we had the threats of Russia and the Cold War, and there was a reason, perhaps misguided, but there was a reasonably good reason, and I'll give them that, for keeping this quiet, because we didn't want the Russians to find out about this technology, we didn't want the Russians to find out about the existence of extraterrestrials and et cetera, which of course they knew all along, as we now know, and we probably knew it then, but for whatever demented reasons it was kept away from the public so it wouldn't, quote, get to the Russians. Of course they knew what was going on because they were spying, and so it was being kept from the public, not from the Russians. But that time has passed. The Cold War has ended in its own way, and we no longer have that threat. And so the arguments for keeping this secret have gone on by. The trouble is, now we're finding that people who know it's real are afraid to speak out. There are very few people, and there are some, and we're seeing more and more, but there are very few people relative to the numbers who know it's real who have the courage of conviction to say this secret has gone on too long. It is time for this information to become known worldwide for all the reasons that it should happen relative to humans as an intelligent race among many. It's time for this information to come out in terms of the technology, for the benefit of our society on this planet, and for the benefit of our ecosystems on this planet. Very few people are willing to stand up and be counted on this issue. And the excuses go on and on and on. And we talk to our senators, our representatives, and they'll come up with any excuse in the book to face this fairly in front of them and say, I'm going to do something about it. And that's why there are only a few of us, I count myself as one of them, who are willing to stand up and say this topic is real. We need to talk about it openly, and we need to move on into that. Because this is keeping us as a world society, a planetary society, it's keeping us down. It's preventing us from moving on as a planetary society. And furthermore, something I haven't mentioned that is absolutely critical is the following: that the covert groups who presently are in control of this subject are using a very advanced technology, some of which has been reverse engineered from the extraterrestrials and developed, some of which is part of the Star Wars box of tricks, etc. They're using these technologies to acquire shoot down extraterrestrial craft. We have numerous witnesses who have seen this and know of its existence. This means that there's a small group of people on this planet who are literally declaring interplanetary war with extraterrestrials who've literally come to this planet to observe and ultimately to help mankind. This is an untenable situation for the peoples of this planet to be in. And extremely disturbing to me and all of us who are aware of this fact. That alone is enough reason to make this public and to try to get people to be concerned about it.